Using the map editor, I'm going to recreate a ton of iconic BTD5 maps in BTD6. I will be doing 25 maps total, 5 of my favorites from each category: beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert, and extreme. And I will be sharing the code for every single map so you guys can play them for yourselves. Let's get started with arguably the classic, Monkey Lane. Alright, if I can make this in Minecraft, I can make it in here. I don't think this should be too bad. Also, one thing that's going to be so weird for me is that I'm not making perfect maps. I'm not going back and forth 22 times or doing crazy loops everywhere and all this blah blah blah. This is obviously not Monkey Lane, but it's literally going to be like this. Like just one track and out. That's just so weird to me. Let's begin with the track. I wanted to get just like a basic outline. I'll change all the colors and make everything fancy later. I'll also adjust everything if I need to. These should probably be a little tighter right there and more down. Then we can go across right here. Okay, Monkey Lane, pretty much every single detail is like right to the point with all this little stuff. The problem I'm facing is these, okay? It's harder than it looks. You can't actually like edit the path to go on top of things. You can't change the layers there. And then, so I thought, hey, I could just go, where are they? Where's the areas? Okay, here we go. So yeah, I was thinking maybe I could just like throw an area on top and then somehow make it higher so it would cover these things up, you know what I'm saying? But like that doesn't work as well. This actually blends in way better than any other option. And then another problem, you can't put shadows on top of this. So once I make this little green thing on top of the tunnel, then I can't add shadows and make it look realistic. Okay, I got it figured out. That actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, it's like, it's still a little weird, a little not normal. Just a nice simple defense there with Quincy. This is what I want to see though. Round 40, Moab, does it go on top? I think it should. Yes, it does. But then at the same time, it doesn't go under the tunnel. Okay, so does that mean the regular balloons are going to go under there, but they'll actually go into the tunnel? Yes, it's cool. The moment you've been waiting for, let me share the code. Type that in if you want to play it and relive your BTD5 dreams. Map 2 will be express shipping. Oh boy, let me show you another problem I'm facing. Okay, so this map has 90-degree paths all around. Okay, there's no smoothness, there's no roundness. I can't do that. There's this setting right here that says path round pattern. I can't turn it off for some reason. There's nothing I can do about that. See this? It's annoying. What's the point of that if I can't turn it off? So I'm going to try my best to make them sharp, but it's not really going to work. You can have one angle sharp, but then the other one's curved. You can't have both. Alright, I'm going to call it there. It might not seem like it, but that was over 2 hours. Like, trying to get all these little details right is so much harder than it looks. Like this right here, I know it looks kind of dumb. I'm trying to make some certain flag. It's like a bunch of random upside down candy canes at certain angles and depths and blah blah blahs. Same with like the floor. There's like the red wood. It's like a dark red wood. There's nothing even close to that, so I had to add these little cracks. It kind of adds a little bit of like texture, I guess you could say. I don't know. Let's make sure the track works right. So it should come through this loop, then the second loop, third one, and fourth. I'd never realized just how easy this map is. It's ridiculous. Come down there, go through here, and out the top. Okay, perfect. I should also make sure you can put stuff on top of the boxes. You can, but it's like inside of them. I guess it works, you know, it's not like they're blocked off. You see that? Oh, that's so dumb. There's nothing I can do about that though, again, because of the different depths and angles and blah blah blahs. You got to get it right. So why don't we go ahead and share it and then move on? There is the code. Next up is Skull Peak, which I believe is going to be much more difficult than the first two. So how about we get started? Alright, here's Skull Peak for you. There's quite a bit of things that I wanted to do differently, but I couldn't figure it out. I wanted all of this gray area you see across the entire map to be like textured a certain way because it is on the original map, but there's no way I could do that. Like, I couldn't figure it out. Let me give you an example. I tried adding a bunch of these things around and then add, let me find it, sorry. Some shading on top of it and all that, but I just didn't really like the way it looked. Another thing I couldn't figure out is the waterfall right here. It looks less like a waterfall and more like he has some sort of infection or something. Like The Last of Us, the little stuff coming out of its mouth. One more thing to note, I've noticed after playing a lot of custom maps that some people have it to where like this red balloon, oh, I guess it's covered anyway. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, the red balloons, they would like get sucked into something, or like there'd be a portal over here and it actually like shrinks down the size of the balloon. I'll find an example after this. Code, yay, woo! I'll just do this really quick. After I made my Monkey Meadow map, I was looking at other ones to see how I did, I guess. Yeah, I found this one right here. First of all, how the fuck did you do that? How'd you put an area above a prop? I don't get it. And then watch this. When the red balloon gets close, it actually gets sucked in. It like goes underneath the tunnel. How do you do that? Please tell me I'm not just an idiot. Please tell me that's some sort of mod or something. I wanted to do it for the skull eyes, but oh well. I guess Balon Praz is just a genius, a wizard. Next up, it's kind of an annoying map, but it's still one of my favorites, Maze. So this is the first time where we're gonna have to make multiple paths because we'll have one going the regular way, one going the, you know, crazy way. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna figure it out. Another problem, again, I can't make 90-degree angles, so it's gonna be a little curvy maze, I guess. There we go. Maze is done. I think it's probably the most accurate one so far if I had to pick between the rest of them. I think it turned out pretty well. And we need to see if it passes a certain test though. So in BTD5, obviously there's no blocking obstacles, so I turned all of these blocking off, but you can also put stuff on top of the hedges. That's why it's an easy map. So hopefully the towers don't go inside the bushes. They kind of do. I guess if you turned on big towers, they poke over. It's so frustrating because again, there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing at all. It's really too small. Is it really? Oh my god. Okay, I gotta edit that. I gotta make it a little bigger. Come on, come on. Oh, is it not water? Is that why? Oh wait, no, it should be water. Hold on, maybe I'm just tweaking right now. If I got rid of that, tried it again. See, now it works. But the thing is, I'm not just gonna fucking leave it like that. That looks so dumb. Also, I just completely ruined the area. I have to make a whole nother one. I guess if you really want to put a water tower there, you can just use a pontoon. Also, let's make sure this track actually works. Get those through there. Watch this. Some of them should separate to the right. Perfect. This is amazing. No way, it's just like the game. Then some of them should go right over here as well. Come on. Any moment. They go a little later, but they do go down there. They get lost in the maze. I love it. So it's about that time again. There's the code. I feel like I might be flashing these way too fast. We have to pause the video perfectly. So this is me talking so you can actually read it and actually get a good look at it, you know? Our final beginner map will be... I don't even need to build it up. It's actually just on the screen. It's checkers. I'm going a little out of order here. I was originally planning to do brick wall, but then I realized there's not many good brick props, and I changed my mind. Alright, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. I think I kind of missed the mark. I couldn't find anything good for like these gray squares. They're more like bricks in the actual map. I just couldn't really figure it all out, and they don't go on top of these little leaves for some reason. I mean, I guess Moab class balloons will, so those will look normal as they usually do. Regardless on how I feel about it, I'm going to share all of them, so there's the code for you. Enjoy the Walmart or the Temu version of checkers. We have reached the intermediate maps. The first one up is Wattle Trees. To be honest, I've only played this map like 1 or 2 times ever, but I decided to build it. You know, I thought it looked cool and I thought it would be pretty easy. So let's do it. Hold on. I just finished the path, right? Well, I might make a little adjustments to it, but I'm looking at this picture. Why the fuck is there a palm tree in the top left? You have these big fancy like meadow trees with all this stuff on them, and then just a palm tree in the corner. I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, I think that's every little detail. I think that's everything I need to add. It's a pretty basic map, as you can tell, but I like it. I think it looks good, and the palm tree is still just so funny to me. Why is it there? Let's make sure everything plays right. Those should go behind. So BTD5 doesn't have any obstacles, right? You can't, like, nothing's blocking. But this one, I thought it was only right if we made the trees blocking, because they should be. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. Next up, Dune C. Watch this. Bam, and bam. The map is already, like, halfway complete, essentially. This is a very simple one. I know it might not be as entertaining when they're super simple, but I wanted to include this one because me and my brother played this one on co-op so many times. It was like one of our favorite maps. So it's more of like a personal connection to this one, I guess you could say. And it's a good looking map. It's just very simple. Okay, that's it. Super quick, super easy, huh? Just like that. There's not many details on this map. I tried to add little stuff around that's actually on the real map. And then making this little edge right here was honestly a little harder than it looks. Make sure they go down the separate paths. Perfect. This is the first one besides Maze that has 2 paths. If you consider Maze to have 2 paths, which is kind of does, kind of doesn't. But yeah, good thing this water actually works. The sand works. Everything works. The problem is that this map only took like 15-20 minutes to make, so I gotta wait 35 minutes before I can share it again. Alright, time is up. There we go, share it. It was actually kind of a nice break. I went and made some food, I cleaned some stuff up. I feel like talking right now. I feel like rambling about something. I just don't know what topic. I guess I could talk about this. In my English class, I wrote a perfect essay. It was like 7 pages long, right? I get my score back. I get a 98%. And my teacher says, "Great work. It's an amazing blah, 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 blah," right? So I'm like, yo, what the hell? Why not just give me 100%, you know? And I looked at it. The highest in the class was 99%. She had no explanation as to why I lost 2%. It's not a big deal at all. I'm just like, it's kind of annoying. I hate when teachers do that. I've had so many that do that. Just give me full credit if I did very great work, like you say I did. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm done. Archipelago. I think that's how you say it. So I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. It's been about a week and a half since I did the last map. And that's because I went on vacation. I went to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. And let's just say some crazy stuff went down. I'll throw some pictures on top. Long story short, I proposed to my girlfriend. It was so beautiful, dude. It was like my dream spot, right on the beach during sunset, all the flowers and the walk up and champagne and all this stuff. I made a little post about it, so I'm sure a few of you already know about that. It was just like a little community post, but I'll throw the pictures on top of here if I didn't already do that. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that because holy shit, dude. I'm engaged, I'm a fiance. It was like the greatest day of my life. I've never been that nervous ever. Like just walking down, it was so sweaty and humid there too, so I was just dripping sweat everywhere and blah, blah, blah. It was amazing. And it was on like the second full night of our trip, so we had another like 5 days after that. So after, dude, the next day was like the most relaxing day of my life. Just having some drinks and fun stuff on the beach and, you know, swimming, all-inclusive resort, getting some food. I had a lot of comments saying TheNeoGoddess, so let's get a round of applause in the comments for TheNeoGoddess. All right, I hope you enjoyed my tangent. Let's get into making this map. I never know what to say when I'm done. It's just like, all right, here's Archipelago. It looks like the normal one, the original one. Before I share it, just gotta make sure everything looks good. I'm very happy with this, that the balloons actually go over like the dotted lines. I honestly didn't think they would because these are just like sideways tires. Water works, good, nice. Land works, nice, good. Like if you yawn. Like the video if you've ever yawned in your entire life. Moving down the list, we got the crop field, balloon circles. I don't think this is the most interesting map in the game, but I had to choose it. I had to write it down on my list because of redemption reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, I have hit a crossroads. I don't know what the fuck to do right now. If you look on the right side right here, max items reached. I can't put anything else down. Let me sell a couple of these. I originally tried to do, was it this one, I think? Yeah, this one, a little grass like that. But I ran out of room, so I switched to these bigger ones. And again, I ran out of room. I thought to myself, there's a little button right here, add a layer. You can add another layer of props, right? Prop group 1 or prop group 2. However, the max items is the same throughout however many layers you add. I can't do that. This isn't gonna work, so I guess I might as well sell all of those and start from the beginning. Not to mention the track itself was like the hardest thing to possibly build. Watch this. Let me send in a couple DDTs, right? They're supposed to take these weird different paths. This one isn't even actually supposed to be gone on, or this one right here, but they have to for aesthetic reasons. So this path right here finishes so much earlier than the other one. It's not that bad, but it's so annoying. I was trying to make redemption on a map that I previously made. Let me check that out really quick. I don't know what it is with me and crop circles, but we do not get along, okay? We do not like each other. Choosing this map was a bad idea, and I'm not gonna go back and change it now. We're gonna figure this out somehow. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get. Honestly, the hay turned out a little better than I was expecting. It doesn't look too terrible, gives it that golden glow. Now I just have one major concern, so let's see if it's gonna be a problem or not. Hay is an obstacle. I could have put it super low, but also it adds the depth that it actually has like walls and height. We might not even be able to place anything on top of this. Nope. You're joking. You can't put towers on top of them. I didn't even realize that until literally like 1 minute ago. I was like, shit, that's a problem. I guess we turned an intermediate map into an expert map. You can only place stuff in this little area, these two right here. And let's take a look at how they come. Like I said, it's a little bit weird. I showed the demonstration with DDTs. It might look, yeah, it looks better with red balloons and normal stuff. Making multiple paths is a little harder than it seems, and I guess that means it's time to share it. So that's the forbidden code.
The evil code.
It's time to move on, but I want to show you something I just barely found. CS Game Galaxy, how the fuck did you do this? This is the same idea that I had, right? With these big leaves. How did you fit that many? One more thing, how did you have this path be an empty path? You know how mine does the loop around? This little section right here, and right here, and right here. This is exactly how it is in the actual game, and I don't know how you did that. I genuinely do not. I need to know your answers, the answers to these questions. If you're watching this video, please tell me. And our final intermediate map, Snake River. This map has a couple things going for it, okay? It's pretty simple. I mean, there's going to be a lot of like curves and stuff that I have to match perfectly. However, the path is actually round. I don't have to try and worry about making it all sharp and stuff, which is so nice. So that for one, and then there is two paths, but it's very simple. One comes from right here, connects right here. One comes from the top, connects with the other one. The deed is done.
The deed is done.
Actually, maybe I could add a little bit more in the waters. Should I? I don't know. In the actual map, there's so much texture in the water, but there's nothing I can really add. Maybe some bubbles. We can add some bubbles. Whole lot of snakes in the river. You know what? Fuck these bubbles. I'm done with those. I swear in BTD5, the towers were smaller. Like, I'm sure if you were to put like a buccaneer right here, you could fit like 10 of them. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm crazy, but the good thing is the water works pretty much every single spot. Even when you think it's super tight, look at that. It can fit right here, no way. They should come from both sides at once, meet up in the middle, and then go down the same path. Looking great, looking fantastic. I want to know how many of you actually like Snake River. I feel like it was a pretty good map, but I don't know if it's like a super popular one. I chose the ones that I really like, and also ones that I think a lot of people would know. Like, I didn't choose fucking, let me find one of them. Like, for this category, I didn't choose Hearthside. I don't even know that existed. I don't think anyone knows that exists. It's gonna be that one person. That's actually my favorite map. Anyways, on to advanced now, starting with cash money. And I have no idea how the hell I'm gonna do this, honestly. I don't know why I picked this one. Well, I do know why I picked it, because I loved it. It was such a fun map to play, but all this gold and, oh, it's gonna be hard. Honestly, it's not great, but it turned out a little better than I expected it to be. The hay always comes in clutch. And guess what? You're never gonna believe this. The water, for once, actually works. You can put stuff in the water. I was gonna do a thing where I was just gonna like decorate the water and then be like, oh, you can put a pontoon on it, nah. But no, we figured it out. It's great. Make sure stuff comes along. The only problem is, like always, you can't see normal balloons. These little red fellas, they're hidden underneath the money. However, if we were to go to round 40, bring in a Moab, it'll go right on top. And you know what? Late game, it's mostly Moabs anyway. So like, it'll work out in your favor. Try to get to around like 400 on this map. It'd be crazy. And then we can share it. Look how easy this is. I'm so good at this game that everything is free. Mew. Oh my god. He's mewing. Stop mewing. You look stupid. Next map is Tidal Pools. Honestly, I have never played this map, not even once. I didn't even know it existed. I just thought it looked cool, so I wanted to make it. Also, something I just realized, I know it was the last one, we're moving on now, but like, this is the picture I use for Cash Money. I got this directly from the Bloons wiki themselves, right? I just barely went onto BTD5 on my phone. This is what Cash Money looks like now. They changed it. It's the same thing, but it's so different at the same time. This one on the right looks so astronomically better, but oh well, it's too late. I will continue to look at the actual game to make sure they didn't change anything. I swear they're changing every single map. I don't know what it is about this map. I just love it. It was so fun to make, and I think it looks like it's a cool design. A lot of nice colors contrasting, you could say. Actually, wait, I forgot some shadows under these rocks. Look at that. It's very subtle, but adds a little bit of oomph, you know? I should have warned you before we started, or at least you should know this by now. This one's gonna be the same thing. You can barely see them. You can for little bits of time, which honestly gives it a cool illusion. I think I like that better than them just going right on top. And then like always, Moabs just have to ruin the illusion. Actually, this is the one time they ruin the illusion, actually. Oh, I forgot to put the price changer mod on. How am I gonna pop this? And share it. There's the code. The Great Divide. That's right, we're gonna have some illusions going on. Big Scary Canyon. This one's now done. The illusion looks all right. It looks like there's some depth. You know, you could fall off this little cliff right here. The thing is, the original map uses rocks that like slowly descend down. And I was gonna do that, right? But then I remembered from the start of the video, I can't put shadows on objects, so it would look terrible. It would completely ruin the illusion. There'd be no darkness down here, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of did what I had to do. This is all areas, and then this is not actually a path. Well, it was a path, but then I changed it to this. Because, like, the regular one didn't really look right. Let me put it up so you can see. Kind of like that. This might just be me, but compared to the original map, I think this looks a lot more accurate. The rocky, dark road, brown. There was no brown. This is a little too dark. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna stop being so critical of it. And the balloons go down the path from both sides. Very nice. Here you go. Have so much fun. Don't be too crazy now. Phase portals. Lots of colors. And if you know anything about the map editor, this is gonna be so hard. There's not really many colors you can do. But you know what? We're still gonna try our best. Some of these might be super shitty. Maybe you'll get a good laugh out of it. Maybe it'll add something to the video. Also, look at this. I downloaded the picture, right? Why does it say this? One Direction. It's not Phase Portals, it's called One Direction. Like the fucking band? What? Wait a goddamn second. I just realized I might have to do a new map. Look, it goes like this, right? And then, hold on, let me add another path. And then comes from here across, and then another one comes from like right here across. And then the final one, something like this. The thing is, the balloons come from here. They touch this spot, then teleport down here. How the hell am I gonna do that? I just realized this is like physically impossible to do in this map editor. Unless I did this, I had it go up here. Hold on. Like, get this one right here. And then back down over here. Going down to the next spot. But that still wouldn't make any sense. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick a new map. That's impossible. How about U-turn? That one looks pretty good. And to make this very clear, I am still doing 25 maps. I'm just replacing it, you know? We're not just skipping over it. I feel like I'm not a big fan of patting myself on the back, but I'm so glad that I switched maps. Oh, wait a second. I just realized that there's 2 paths. What am I doing? That's honestly super easy to fix. It's only gonna take a second, but I'm very glad I caught that. It should be coming from both sides, you fucking idiot. You see, now when I call them in, they come from both sides. In the original map, the top one goes in this tiny little section on the top, and the bottom goes in this one, like on the inside. But again, there's a lot of things that are completely impossible to do in the map editor. So I can't do that. Let's make sure nothing is blocking. Obviously the trees are, but not like the road or anything. I'm sick of saying there's the code. I need like a new phrase or slogan to say. Remember when I used to like try to learn French in my videos? Now let's do it again.
Voilà, partagez le code.
Voilà, partagez le code. Voilà, partagez le code. I can't do it. Switching things up once again, we're going to be doing Challenger Deep. I know this is a previous advanced map. It's further down the line. I should have done it earlier. The thing is, I was going to do Mount Magma, but then I realized I should start thinking about these before I do them. Because in that map, everything spawns from the very middle, and you can't do that. It's going to have to be something like this. They can't actually spawn from the middle. They have to start at the edge. Really quick too, I don't know why Challenger Deep is an advanced map. It is so easy. There's the entire map is water. You can just fill everything up with boats. Okay, we're all done. Really quickly though, I want to say I'm sorry for choosing this map. I feel like there's not much going on, and it looks a little weird. I wasn't trying to be like this, but it feels like some sort of laziness on my part choosing this one. I don't know, shadows are super hard to work with. It's hard to make them a gradient and all this stuff. You can't draw it or anything. I think you can still put things, yeah, you can. In the black abyss, you can still find soldiers. And there's the code. Expert map time, beginning with double cross. This little purple bean is gonna be the backbone of this entire map. Check this thing out. Yeah. Similar to Cash Money, this is the picture I'm making. This one is the original one, the new version. It is 100% the exact same thing besides the purple being a little brighter, just like this. So yeah, if this purple is a little too bright, it should be. So this really sucks. That took about an hour, and as you can see again, max items reached. The strange thing is though, you can copy and paste things still, even if you have the max items reached. Let me save this map and exit. I'm gonna find a fucking mod that lets me, you know, also no paths found? What? I downloaded a mod. As you can see, it has like an overlay on top of it, which I already hate, and the max items are still reached. I don't understand, dude. Let me get rid of some of these. Maybe the purple circle. No, I still don't have enough room. Do you see how many I've gotten rid of? And it's still the max items. I'm just gonna have to delete all of them at once. This sucks so bad. That's just a massive waste of time, dude. I need to find something else. Let's see the difference in size between the bean and this. It's even smaller. It's like half of the bean. You know what? This pool floaty might not be too bad. If I'm able to like just put them side by side. I have the animation off. It should stop moving. Knock it off. Alright, that's enough. It would be a lot better if I could add some shadows under the paths and on the rocks and all this stuff, but again, I can't do that. And also, you see these little, like, scratches, like these lines scattered throughout? It's because of the animation of these. I don't know how to fix it. If I try to, like, cover one up, it just makes a new one. You see this? Now there's another one more to the right. So I guess just ignore that. But this one is, quite hard to ignore. I could have just not done the purple and just done a different color and then add the shadows and stuff, but I want it to be resembling of the actual map, obviously. So the balloons will come from all 4 sides. Could you guess it? You can't see them. Or maybe you can, hold on. Yeah, you kinda can. You see that? Illusions. And then yeah, the towers are inside the floor, so you can put on big towers to see them. I don't know who's really playing all these maps too seriously though. Time to share, have as much fun as you can. Moving on to Castle. Remember how I said I played Dune Sea with my brother a lot? Well, this map was even more. I don't even know how many times we played this one. It was so fun. I remember one time we were playing this map and he just had so much money and I was like, How are you getting all of this out of nowhere? He just pretended like nothing was going on, but that was the day I found out about double cash. I didn't even know they had it in BTD5. God, that little cheater. And he had it for all this time too. All the times we would play, I was always wondering how he was so good and had so much money. The truth will always be revealed, my friends. That's it, all done. I tried my best with this middle section. I think it looks not too bad. It's hard to make a little sun god though. Well, I'm saying it would be hard to try and make it out of these in different like shades and stuff because you can't really do that. Maybe I could add those little wings. I probably should. I'm not even gonna get my hopes up and assume that the balloons are gonna go on top because I don't think they will. And they do. The one time I don't think they will. It sounds like I'm mad about that. I'm actually very, very happy. Something actually went right for once. Unless I spoke too soon. I didn't. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to put any towers on top of these either. This is the most accurate one so far, I think. Maybe, not looking wise, but at least gameplay wise. Gladly sharing it, there you go. Treetop, a map that I think looks incredible, but goddamn, I hate playing it. Maybe trying to play it these days wouldn't be so bad, but back in the day, a wee little lad couldn't figure it out. Well, he could, he just sucked. Like I still do. That's the funny part, dude. I've been playing balloons since like probably 2010. I was a little kid. And like I have game knowledge. I can beat a lot of maps and stuff, but like I also don't have a lot of game knowledge at the same time. Everyone's always getting pissed at me for choosing wrong cross paths and whatever. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably because of the types of videos I make. I'm not actually trying to do crazy challenges. Like this is hard to do, but it's not like gaining me more experience in the game. You could say it's making me a better map maker, but like, I don't know what cross paths still. I don't think it's ever gonna change. Okay, maybe it doesn't seem like it, but the map is now done. There's a few things I need to explain though. For one, in the original map, everything that's not this or the trees is blurred out, all of the background. If you didn't know already, that's impossible to do in this game, so they're very clear 4K, so that kind of ruins the illusion. The next thing is the wood itself. What I wanted to do, not necessarily this box exactly, but there's a lot of props that have this lighter color wood, which is exactly how it looks in the actual map. The problem with that is that I went in sandbox mode and I tested it, and you can put stuff on it, but it's like completely covered. It's inside of it. So the darker wood is less accurate, but it actually allows you to see the towers you put down and have an enjoyable experience. I thought that was more important. And then the final thing, let me go into sandbox. Or I guess I might as well just go in the actual game because I have to beat it anyway. I just deleted the entire map. No, I didn't. No, I fucking didn't. Are you serious? Well, what I was trying to explain was I was using, let me find them. These things like this where you can't put towers on it. So like it was more realistic to the actual game. Like you couldn't put stuff on the parts that are supposed to be blurred. But none of that even matters anymore because it's now all gone. It was kind of a shitty map anyway, but I guess we're moving on. Benguela. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's our next map, and once again I had to switch. I originally planned to do down the drain, but that one, guess what? The path comes from the middle, just like the volcano map I wanted to do. I feel like throughout this video I've done a lot of like water and island maps, but I honestly like them. I want to keep doing them. I don't think there's any more after this one, so we'll have to say a sad goodbye. But the thing about this map, it is going to be the easiest one we've made in this entire video. I genuinely believe it's going to be easier than Dune Sea. Let me do a little demonstration again, okay? So first you put the water, then you put the island, which roughly looks like that. And then also roughly you got a path that looks like this. Something like this, don't worry, I'm going to change them, and something like that. I'm not even kidding. That's essentially the entire map. All right, I'll see you in probably like 10 minutes. Yep, simple as that. This was completed with very high accuracy too. The water in this one is a little bit darker. That's like the only thing that's different. Save and exit. I'm not having that happen again for the rest of the video, trust me. I can't say that I've ever played this map, but I can say I don't think it should be an expert map. Look at this, you just get a Buccaneer right there. Or like later in the game, you just get a million Buccaneers. You can just get shit wherever you want. A lot of people use like only water tower strategies anyway. I think it's absurd. I don't think it should be an expert map, but what does my opinion really mean? I was gonna say that's the final expert map, but we actually have one more right after that, so there's the code, and let's move on. To finish out the expert category, how about a bit of arachnophobia, eh? Give it up for web. Overall, this map is just so good. The path is amazing, it looks good, it's simple. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. I gotta get it very accurately though, because if I mess up this track, it's gonna mess up the entire structure of the web. That is everything. The track is now done. Something you will notice though, let me find it, yeah, let me put it on. The whole ground, besides underneath these logs, is this purple stuff where you can't place monkeys down, just like the actual map. I know in the actual map there's no spiders, but I think it should only be right if we add one. Yeah, just like that, I like it. So the balloons will come across here, they're gonna get covered by the log. They kind of do by the path too. That's what I don't understand. These spider webs are so low, it should not be doing that. But yeah, follows the regular path, it's like the thicker one, and then goes out the bottom, and as mentioned, you can't put anything on the ground. However, you can put them on top of these. The only problem is, like a lot of the other maps, is you just can't see them, unfortunately. It's about that time again, share the code, KUI. On to the very final category of maps for this whole video, Extreme. There's only 5 of them, so we will be making all 5, starting with Campfire. I swear this one wasn't originally in the game, because I just remember like Main Street, Plutonium Lab, Tar Pits, even Toxic Waste, but never Campfire, unless my memory is just fried. Anyways, you got one like this, and finally one like this. I know it looks a little weird, I will adjust it, but yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna have to just call it here. I've reached the max items again, so there's nothing I can really do. Also, the background of the regular map is like more of a brownish color, which I couldn't find. Go around in a nice little pattern. It's such a hard map, dude. Well, kinda. There's so much open space. Like, you can get a... What am I looking for? You get a dart monkey right here that covers 2 paths. One right here, one right here. It might be not as hard as I actually thought it would be because of all the intersections and stuff. Can I set these ones to be chimps instead of easy? Oh, I can. The thing is, I don't know if I have the skills to beat them on chimps. Let's just leave it on easy for now, because then it can appeal to a wider audience. Next crazy map is the only one that I've been dreading, Toxic Waste. Now, the reason I say that is, let me pull this picture over. This is the map, right? They come from all 4 corners, that's good. They start at the edge. They go like this, do the circle, and they go out the very middle, right here. As I've talked about many times throughout this video, that's not gonna work. I think what I'm gonna do is have it come from this side right here, loops around, loops back around, then goes out the left side. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have both of them come in from their respected sides, loop around, then just go straight up. I might just have to do that. Why don't they have this feature, dude? So many custom maps have it, and I don't know how the hell they do it. Please excuse my pathetic attempt at making spirals out of areas. It's so much harder than it looks, I promise you. Go try it for yourself. But besides that, I think everything's pretty good and accurate, besides the pipes being black instead of gold. Oh god, this looks like a mess. So they should come from all 4 sides. Great, good work. Then they swirl around in here, both sides, and out. I really wish that I could have them to where they would just disappear in the middle and slowly get smaller as they go down the track, but again, I can't do that. Wait a minute, this is supposed to be water. Okay, just put a pontoon on top of that. That can be water, and then this obviously works just like regular land. I can't stop laughing, dude. It is so funny looking how bad those are, but oh well. Still share it. There's the code. Car? It's like you're driving a car, wow. Tar Pits, a map that's secretly already in BTD6. It is such a difficult map, dude. I never even realized just how simple this map really is. Besides some more texturing on the ground in the actual map that I can't recreate, what am I getting to here? This is literally it. As you can see by all the arrows, a very, very difficult map. So they should come in from all different spots, loop around, and out. It's absurd. You know what? I'm just now realizing that I have it to where you can put stuff in the tar. Let me go fix that. Throw some of these on top of there. And nice. It's fixed. Best of luck to you in your endeavors, brave soldier. Main Street. God, dude, 10-year-old me had nightmares from this map. Honestly, any extreme map when I was a little kid, I was like, oh, I don't even want to try this. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Well, that was the easiest track I've ever made in my life. That's literally it. Main Street, very nice. I was worried for a while that it wasn't looking very good, and then once I added the gold touch on the road, oh my god, mwah! So nice. It just really tied everything together. Also, one thing, there's supposed to be giant shadows all over the left side of this map right here. I originally did that, but I promise you it looks super weird once you do it. Like, this is just a rough thing. It's just way too dark, looks all scary. Let's make sure everything works right. So they come from both of these sides. Nice, they're not being covered by these. Just like the regular map, you can't put anything right inside of here, but you can do right outside of there. Water should work as well. Yeah, even the roof works. And let's go ahead and share it. Very proud of this one. Besides the fact that I left some shadow right there. I did not mean to do that, but it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, Bloontonium Lab. Now, how am I gonna make this all yellow? I have absolutely no idea. This map fucking sucks, okay? Just being straight up here. It's like all cluttered, and this is nowhere near a yellow. If it was yellow and like blended into the floor, it would be a lot better. And a very hard map. If you've never played this one before, they come from right here, here, and here. They take that tiny little loop and go out. The thing is, all of these maps seem so much easier now that I'm an adult. You just get one of these right here, you're set. So yeah, that was the final map. That's 25 total. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's the code for the final one if you want to play that as well. But yeah, go try out some of the maps. Let me know what you think, and maybe we can do another 25, or we can do ones from other games or whatever. Thanks for watching. Adios.